Car for the loss of two great Australians, Steve Irwin, the Crocodile Hunter, and of course then a few days later the legend of Australian motorsport, Pete Brock. Two great Australians.
To close up here, and is on the inside. It's the Mexican car that's actually ahead at the moment. They've got to get themselves side by side, otherwise they won't be given the start signal by Roland Brunserada, who's race director here this weekend, very experienced race director. The cars are now assembling well as they come through the last two corners. The Ari Lyndike curve is the last one. They really are going slowly, and I hope that this doesn't cause any stalled engines or problems, because when you're going this slowly, race engines can be a little temperamental.
Also, look how close the grid is bunched together. I mean, there's barely space between side by side, let alone nose to tail, so the grid extremely close. And they're going to have to build up speed. They can't go until they come across the line. That red light will go green. Look at the field spread out already, and we've got a race.
We're racing in A1GP, second season, and it's South Africa leads. Mexico trying to go down the outside of France on the inside. Everybody drives into Tarzan. Mexico with the lead. Mexico has grabbed the advantage from South Africa. Great move from Salvador Duran. That was great, but here comes South Africa backing in. South Africa reclaims the top spot.
Duran got the advantage, but into Tarzan and out of Tarzan, Zout came back and stamped his authority on the more experienced Mexican driver, and has already pulled out a gap as they come through turn 5.
France in third, Germany in fourth.
There's the gap now.
New Zealand has taken USA, the black car down the inside, but can he hold it? USA now around the outside. There's a spin behind, two cars in the gravel, but New Zealand gained the place.
Once again, watch for France. Are they going to dive to fence? Wait and see him come down. Defense. Can he go down the inside? He's going to have a look down the inside, but not close enough.
Oh, that's so close into Tarzan corner. 170 miles an hour before they got on the brakes there. Jostling for position, and France couldn't quite find enough space on the inside. South Africa still leads. Mexico sliding ahead of us here. We're on board with Team France into the Hugenholtz hairpin. Turn 3 on this Zandvoort course, climbing up the hill, and now into the fast sweepers.
So Team France already showing that they are not satisfied with their position, and they have a run. The strength that France has had, we saw it all last year, is that their car is very, very good in high-speed corners, so the balance of the car is critical. They got to run off the corner, they got to run with the aerodynamic toe, principally from Mexico, but he didn't have quite enough. The Walsh defense, that was fair from Mexico. They didn't make more than one move to defend that position. Now Lapierre right on the gearbox, can do nothing around this part of the track. This is through turn 7 into turn 8, a little bit back end breaking away. What he can do is really keep in contact with Mexico all the way down the straight up to 240 km per hour.
Ireland on the back of this group as well, so all the way down to 15th. We've got 8th to 15th here, pretty much all together, but nobody as yet has found a way to get past it. Apart from them, Canada, they managed to get past the Netherlands.
Going through the turn, but some drivers, you can see where their cars are more finely set up, that they've got oversteer on the exit, and that means they're having to breathe the engine mid-corner to keep the thing in check, to not allow it to get too far out of line and therefore get into trouble.
So things seem to have settled down into a little bit of a pattern now. South Africa continuing to open up their advantage, although their last lap wasn't quite as quick as the previous one. They do have fastest lap in this race so far, Team South Africa, on a 1:29.1, but that was a couple of laps ago, and they were in the 1:30s last time around. Still watching the battle there between Canada and... That's right, so we are leading around to the final lap now, and here we are with Team France, looking for any opportunity to close up and perhaps have one last run down the main straight towards Tarzan. When they come out of these next two corners, it will be to start effectively their final lap. He's not quite close enough here, needs to be shadowing that Mexican car a little more closely.
He does, but the France car and South Africa car have always been the best cars in these high-speed contexts, but there you see the gap. There's no opportunity at all for France to do anything with Mexico. Mexico's done
He dealt with that beautifully. He dealt with his first ever rolling start in a top international motor race, and it's Team South Africa to take their first ever win and become the 9th nation to win in A1GP. Mexico finishes in 2nd place, 3rd goes to France, a solid 4th for Germany, and 5th place goes to Great Britain.